Hey. Hey. Be about them facts. What it do? What it do? What it do? Okay. Let's get it started. Hey. So I'm going to touch bases over here a little bit today. Get my Diddy thing going on over here. I was just listening to Suge Knight. Suge Knight was chiming in on how he feel, what he think. But before I talk about Suge Knight, I want to listen to what Judge Mathis said. He said his attorneys should have tapped in on his mental instead of his physical violence. They should have tapped in on him being bipolar. Can you believe that? Him being bipolar. So that's where they should have tapped into first. And this, he probably would have gotten more consideration. And then he expected his expectations of the judge. He felt like it fell a little short because the judge should have recommended before he is released from his new home, he would have been rehabilitated or required to, not be trying to teach no class, but to be a participant in the class. It's like, Diddy, are you crazy? I mean, I know you are, because that's what Judge Mathis is trying to say, is that, yeah, you crazy, and because you have admitted to being bipolar, the judge should have required that you get treatment in prison or before you are fully released, and the judge failed you in that aspect. That was what Judge Mathis had to say. I feel like you knew you was crazy and that you was going to continue to play the system. And it's funny because I thought at one point Judge Mathis didn't expect for him to serve any time, but then I just heard him say he deserved to get, he was expecting more time. So let's listen.
Where Sean Diddy Combs was just sentenced to 50 months in prison. Now, I'm pretty good about predicting this kind of stuff. Like,
No,
I
ain't.
predicted what he's going to be convicted of. But I've been way off when it came to the sentencing. But out of everyone I talked to, you nailed it pretty much. You said the judge is going to look at everything else that came out in the courtroom, and the sentencing will be related to that. So you were right. Were you surprised at the 50 months?
Well, I was surprised it wasn't more, quite frankly. Based on the prosecution,
Can you believe that?
11 years. The judge, as we know, said he would be considering things outside of the conviction. And so and wouldn't give him $1 million bond, or I think later he offered $50 million, and you wouldn't give him a bond. So no, I thought he was going to bring the hammer down a little harder. But 4 years, 5 years is 5 years, 4 years and 2 months rather.
Right, because there is 14 months time served. So you're looking at about maybe 3 years?
Yes.
3 years. Now, what they're saying, now I don't know if this is true or not. Was that?
The 1 year off, or 1.4. I'm sorry, year and 4 months, as
Right.
you just said.
Exactly, yeah, for 14 months of time served. So, but if he qualifies for the RDAP program, which is a residential drug abuse program, he could potentially get like 6 months off, maybe a little bit more off, some halfway house situations. Do you think that that'll happen? He'll get out maybe a year and a half?
It's interesting that you would mention that, first of all, because that's what I think, as great as his defense team was, Diddy, I think they missed the boat on his mental illness as an appeal to the judge's compassion and understanding. He admitted earlier that he was bipolar, so you need to lean into that, because bipolar is exactly the behavior he exhibited. Uncontrollable.
So he's saying that the judge, oh no, his defense team missed it. His defense team missed him being bipolar. Well, not that they missed it. They missed using that as an opportunity to try to get him off. How does that sound? Yeah, they missed it. I mean, why do they not want people to be charged for what they did? You know, it seems like everybody, it really appears to me that men don't want anybody to be charged for being overly sexual, forcing females to do things. They just do not want to be responsible or liable for that. And why is that? Why do they think that that should be okay? So now you're going to play the system. He already played the system, played the system. Now you're saying I would have played him one more good time and chimed in on him being bipolar. Crazy. Yeah. Okay, if you say so, Judge Mathis. I kind of see why, you know, what's her name? Brenda? Linda? What's your wife's name? Oh.
His defense team was...
She pretty though.
Diddy. I think they missed the boat on his mental illness as an appeal to the judge's compassion and understanding. He admitted earlier that he was bipolar, so you need to lean into that, because bipolar is exactly the behavior he exhibited. Uncontrollable rage, mood swings, mania, hypersexuality is even a part of bipolarism. And that requires treatment. You can't counsel that out.
You can't tell bipolar, no.
Balance. He needs medication. I hope he is. But you should have leaned into that with his sentencing. Yeah, I'm a good guy, etc., etc. And that wasn't me. Those things you saw wasn't me. That is a result of a mental disorder that I am being treated for now. And I'm being medicated for it. Now, if you were too ashamed or didn't want the stigma of medication and instead you wanted to rely on the judge's mercy, that's the chance you took. But I would have leaned into that. And as such, the sentence should have also included it. The judge should have required him to obtain treatment as part of his sentence. Meaning you don't come home unless you abide by the treatment circumstances that I've ordered. If it's, you must have a doctor that you must see every week, or you must be medicated every week. Judge didn't do that, and that's one of the things I don't like about judges when they sentence. They just throw the book at you, no rehabilitation expected, no requirements for education. I was required to get a GED, changed my life. He gets no requirement. These guys come back out and do the same thing because they haven't changed. If he doesn't get treatment, he's going to come back and do the same thing because he's already said he has a mental disorder, and that's uncontrollable. You can't control a temper if you have a chemical imbalance without medicating.
So he gonna do it again.
That's the appeal he should.
So Judge Mathis said he gonna do it again.
Judges, when they sentence, they just throw the book at you. No rehabilitation expected. No requirements for education. I was required to get a GED. Changed my life. He gets no requirement. These guys come back out and do the same thing because they haven't changed. If he doesn't get treatment, he's going to come back and do the same thing because he's already said he has a mental disorder, and that's uncontrollable. You can't control a temper if you have a chemical imbalance without medicating it. And so that's the appeal he should have made. And even if he didn't make that, the judge should have ordered that. Otherwise, he's going to come back out and beat more women.
Wow.
He was convicted on 2 counts of transportation.
Wow. That is heavy. He's saying, well, since he didn't get that order, I mean, he going to come out beating more women, right? That's a hard blow. I was not expecting that. Let's go, Judge Mathis.
To engage in prostitution. He has to pay a $500,000 fine, which is the maximum. Judge Aaron Supermanian noted that this was an upward variation from the guidelines, but said he was taking into account Combs' immense resources which enabled his crimes. Now, when Diddy was sentenced, this is what happened in the courtroom. This is a sketch that we're going to show right now. He basically broke down and started crying.
Now he's going to make excuses.
He was praying also and thanking God. And
so that's a good thing? You think that was
even if he didn't make that, the judge should have ordered that. Otherwise, he's going to come back out and beat more women.
Well, he was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He has to pay a $500,000 fine.
Shout out to Blast.
Judge Aaron Supermanian noted that this was an upward variation from the guidelines, but said he was taking into account Combs' immense resources which enabled his crimes. Now, when Diddy was sentenced, this is what happened in the court. This is a sketch that we're going to show right now. He basically broke down and started crying.
Well, it looked like he was praying also and thanking God. And
I thought that he did that before.
Crying tears of joy?
I think it was, and I think he was, no, I think he was crying and praying to God for
Judge Mathis. Now, Judge Mathis, I know that's your partner, or you just have love for the brother. But he was praying with his hands up earlier. He got his head down in that seat. He don't know who done sit in that seat. He don't know who asked them been in that seat. Right? Right, Judge Mathis. He don't know who asked them been in that seat, man. What are you doing? Huh? But let's keep listening if you say so. I mean, you really co-signing for him. He said he not crying. He not breaking down. He said he praying. Lord, I lay my head down at the feet of the throne. I mean, he don't know who done had their ass in that seat, but carry on. Carry on. Judge Mathis ought to be ashamed. Let's go. Ooh, funky seat. Let's go.
This is what happened in the courtroom. This is a sketch that we're going to show right now. He basically broke down and started crying.
Judge Mathis good.
Well, it looked like he was praying also and thanking God. And
so that's a good thing? You think that was like a crying tears of joy?
I think it was, and I think he was, I think he was crying and praying to God for the sentence he has received. And God, please help me. God, please get me through this.
Right, give me strength.
Spiritual man from all he said and all we've observed, and I think it had to do with that. I don't think he fell out on the floor crying.
Okay.
I just don't think that's what
you don't want to think that.
3 years is a long time, because one of the things that the prosecutors brought up was that he had already booked a speaking engagement in Miami next week. Do you think that affected the judge's sentence?
Absolutely.
The real reason he is on his way, even if the judge was going to have some sympathy on him, the real reason he is gone, and if memory serves me correctly, the judge told him he was going to go to a tough prison. He said it's gonna be tough, but you will get through it. He said it's gonna be tough. Remember that, okay? Remember that, because we going someplace after this. But remember, the judge told him it was gonna be tough. Where you going? Let's go.
Really? So he was already like, I'm already out of here. Let me play at this gig, that gig.
That's where it failed.
If it happened, I don't know if it happened or
That he had already booked a speaking engagement in Miami next week. Do you think that affected the judge's sentencing?
absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
So he was already like, I'm already out of here. Let me play at this gig, that gig.
Bad decision.
Bad.
If it happened, I don't know if it happened.
Yeah, it
He
happened.
confirmed it. I heard
That was
alleged.
they was too arrogant.
But yeah, that's a
They
bad
played it too close, y'all. They played it too close. It's like they did the little movie. Now he done went in there and done had church, and he done rehabilitation, still have put out that he was civil rights. It's like, what? What? Yeah. And then you already had, so you playing, so you felt as though you could tell me that you already know I'm gonna let you go free. That you already making plans. So that means you don't need some time to yourself, because you make it seem like it's just God awful up in there. So you mean you don't need no break, you don't need no nothing. It's all good in the hood. Okay. Yeah, you ain't learned nothing. Let's go.
You should have perhaps brought that up and said, Judge, I'm intending to go on a speaking tour trying to give a cautionary tale and inspire people to do the right thing and talk about mental health, because that was the challenge that I have, and et cetera, et cetera. So if you grant me that opportunity to do so, I would like to do it. And I have an engagement next month, because I'm hoping and praying that you will allow me
He didn't do that.
to leave and then go and serve. Go hook up with Judge Matthew so he can take me around and serve young folks like he does all the other kingpins.
Okay.
I had Boosie the other day. We were in Chicago together, and we talked about doing that. Yeah, Boosie gonna hook up and get out here.
He went about it wrong.
I wrote a letter for him to try and.
You wrote a letter for Boosie. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a council person there in Chicago.
Hold on. Let's go here. Hold on.
For an ultra?
He went about that wrong.
Well, the judge said that outpatient treatment and mental health programs were warranted, and he also ordered Combs to serve 5 years in supervised
He said
release.
warranted. Did he
Yes.
order it?
No,
That's
I don't
what he
think
said.
so.
I
don't think so.
He didn't. And that's what I think needed to happen. Now, how much time would I give him? Is that you want to get to that part? So I can kind of put that together.
How much time would you have given?
I would have given him 2 years for each charge. However, I would have run them concurrently, meaning he would have 2 years to serve, mandatory treatment, 10-year probation, which that mandatory treatment would continue, and that's why I would give him that long probation term, because you got to keep going with that. We got to make sure that you're not one of those types that I'm done with treatment, I don't like the way the medicine makes me feel, and all the other
All them
reasons that
excuses.
people end up in prison instead of in counseling or instead of a doctor's office. And so that's what I would have done, and that's what I'm concerned that the judge deviated from what is typically concurrent sentencing. So at the essence of what he did is gave him consecutive sentencing, 2.5 years on each.
2.5 and 2.5, 5 total.
And consecutive. On the other hand, I would have made it concurrent. Consecutive is typically reserved for, well, I guess he could consider that the conviction wasn't a heinous crime,
No.
but the other circumstances which he decided he wanted to consider, and he could, most judges shouldn't, but you can consider what you were acquitted of based on the behavior that you observed during that case.
Well, here's some insight into the sentencing. Now, the factors that were considered. The judge said he's found that the court may consider acquitted conduct among other factors when sentencing Combs. Defense is opposed to be able to argue for lenient sentencing for Combs. But on the appropriate sentencing, the judge accepted that the range of 70 to 87 months recommended in the pre-sentencing report is appropriate and saw no reason to deviate from that. He also saw that guidelines allowed the court to impose a fine from $25,000 to $250,000, which is why the $500,000 fine came in.
2K. That's what I'm saying about the sentencing.
Yeah.
Where he ran them consecutively.
Yeah. Now, in terms of the characterization of some witnesses, the defense objected to the same report's characterization of Cassie and Jane and the paid male escorts as victims. The judge overruled the objection, saying the evidence in the trial established that they were transported for the purpose of engaging in a commercial sex act. In terms of Diddy's remorse, the defense objected to the same report not giving Combs credit for acceptance of responsibility. But the judge said that Combs challenged his factual guilt as to his conviction, and that while he has expressed remorse for some things, he hasn't expressed remorse as to what he's been convicted of, which is transporting people to engage in prostitution.
Well, he can't. If he wanted, he had to preserve appeal. Folks don't understand
That's
why
what
he didn't
he
say,
could admit to
I'm
it.
guilty, I did it. He did everything, he said everything but that.
Oh.
Because if he did, he wouldn't have an opportunity for an appeal.
Got it.
Because you've admitted.
I mean,
You've
you think
admitted
there's a
everything
chance?
you've been convicted of.
Is there a chance of an appeal in this case?
Oh, is there one? Whether there were mistakes made during the trial, that would determine whether there is an appeal eligible. And I don't know. You have to follow it very. An appeal could turn on one word in the courtroom.
Well, yeah, he addressed the court. You know, he said that he lost his self-respect. He's been humbled. He said, I hate myself. I got stripped down to nothing. I want to apologize. I don't have anyone but myself to blame.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put my hands on another person again, and so forth and so forth.
Everything but I have a mental disorder, as I disclosed earlier in the trial. I'm bipolar, and I'm going to get it treated. That's what I'm going to commit my life to, getting treated for bipolar, and then go out in the mental health community and try and change lives in that area so that other men or women who suffer from bipolar don't become violent.
He said that's where he should have, that's the route he should have taken.
Everything but I have a mental disorder, as I disclosed earlier in the trial. I'm bipolar, and I'm going to get it treated. That's what I'm going to commit my life to.
Well, see, the problem with that is you can't, with bipolar,
go out in the mental health community and
and
change lives in that area.
Well, bipolar and then medicine, because that's kind of the situation with Mike Tyson when he was a manic. You know, back then they would call him manic depression, bipolar. You know, so in that regards, he right. I think it was violence, but you can't drink and pop pills and all of that other type of stuff. You can't have a street. You can't choose street medication over mental medication. And most of the time, you know, they choose the drugs, the street formula. Now, I guess with him being clean, but, you know, so to say, but he already told in court in one of them letters that the drugs was in the jail. I mean, so I don't know, but I hear you, Judge Mathis. You trying for the boy. I mean, the man.
Everything, but I have a mental disorder, as I disclosed earlier in the trial. I'm bipolar, and I'm going to get it treated. That's what I'm going to commit my life to, getting treated for bipolar.
Self-medicated.
Go out in the mental health community and try and change lives in that area so that other men or women who suffer from bipolar don't become violent and engage in rage and domestic violence and battery and assault and hyperactive sexual hypersexuality. I don't know how well he's going to do with that on the
Oh.
lecture. They'll say, oh, now you're going too far, Diddy.
Well, no, he may be able to express his, his sexual fantasies and all of that type of stuff. That may be where he needs to let his hair down. You know what I mean? Come on out the closet. Didn't one of them say that they felt like, he wasn't being honest to, his real sexuality or something like that. I think it was Jane who kind of made mention that she felt like he just wasn't ready to come out the closet. Yeah. But that may be right up his alley, Judge Mathis.
Assault, hyperactive sexual hypersexuality. I don't know how well he's gonna do with that on in his lecture. They gonna say, "Oh, and now you're going too far, Diddy." We was with you when you said get your.
Y'all, I know it's a few of you in the bushes, but can you double tap the screen on your phone or hit the thumbs up for me, please, while I get this page up and running?
The judge actually addressed that. He said the drugs may have exasperated your erratic and violent behavior over the years. However, the court has to consider all of your history here.
40% of the people on, 40% of folks who suffer from bipolar are on drugs. Those are, I know a lot about this. It's in my family. From me being ADHD, to others being bipolar in my family, to others suffering from depression. So I know it back and forth. And the symptoms are, as I said, mood swings, violent outbursts, hypersexuality. If you look it up, you look up the definition, you'll see that there as well. And higher risk of drug addiction. So he's a classic bipolar sufferer, and didn't lean into it. I believe he could have gotten less time. I would have proposed, as his defense attorney, that he accept some time and then say, Your Honor, would you perhaps give him time served, but make him also subject himself to medical treatment for bipolar, and you all should monitor that, Your Honor. We think that would be a fair trial. Would I have let him off altogether for that? No. Yeah. Would I have given him less time? Yes. Because I'd have faith that he is committed to changing, and that with therapy he can change.
Oh wow. Okay, well hold on. Let me get on over to the mob.
Obviously he's disappointed, although he really shouldn't be. I think, a 4-year sentence here with already credit for the year or so. Obviously he's disappointed, although he really shouldn't be. I think, a 4-year sentence here with already credit for the year or so that he has in. I think he did very well with respect to all of the drama and all of the circumstance around this trial. There was a lot of bad stuff out there, and I'm not passing judgment on that, but it just looked really bad, and he could have gotten up to 10 years or 11 years. So I think the judge, took everything into consideration. I think his family today made a very good plea for him, and I think he did very well. That's my opinion.
So in your experience, like your own experience and other, inmates that you've seen go through it and then show back up at the cell block, how do they take this? Do they bury their head in the pillow and cry, or do they keep their head held high and just pack up their stuff?
You better not go in there crying.
Prison, tell me everything.
Well, everybody's different. I'm sure he went back was somewhat disappointed, so he's probably, dwelling on that. Hey, it could have been differently. Maybe I should have gotten out. Maybe he's a little bit upset.
He better not go in there crying.
Those emotions come into play. But right now, you know, he's got to get ready. He'll spend a couple of weeks there until they designate him to a new facility. And he'll be a lot better off in prison than he is in the federal jail. You know, at least there you can move around and you got some freedom on the yard and things like that. You know, my thought is he'll collect himself, get himself together. You know, there are ways for him to improve himself. You know, they have the Bureau of Prisons now has a drug program. And if you're allowed to get into that drug program, you can knock as much as 18 months off your sentence. Now, I don't know if he'll qualify, if they'll allow him to go in, but he'll probably start to think about, okay, what can I do to reduce my time now? That's what everybody thinks when you get in there. Is there any way we can better ourselves? He's thinking about what facility they're going to send him to. I'm sure he spoke to his lawyers and he asked his lawyers to put in a facility that's close to his home, close to his family, a low or medium level. I don't think he'll get into a camp.
Can you though? Does your request actually count? I mean, I thought the feds just put you where it works for them. I didn't think you get a say in it.
Well, here's the thing. The judge, you could ask the judge to recommend. The Bureau of Prisons doesn't have to go along with the judge's recommendation, but it does help a little bit. They do try to sometimes satisfy the judge's request. You can put in a request, and sometimes they'll honor it, sometimes they won't. You know, it's really up to them. They're not bound by anything at that point in time. So, but he's wondering now, hoping which facility he gets into. I don't think he'll get into a camp only because he's high profile. Even though his sentence qualifies him for a camp, it's a low security, sentence. But my feeling is he'll get into at least a medium because he's so high profile.
Is the camp the lowest security and therefore more paddle and tennis and all the other things and what they call like, you know, Club Fed or Camp Cupcake?
Yeah, they moved me to a camp by accident at one point, and you know, there's no fences or anything like that, and I wasn't there for too long because they realized they made a mistake and put me back in the medium security. But they tell you when you get there, listen, there's no fences. If you want to leave, you can leave, but when we catch you, we're going to add another 5 years onto your sentence. And while I was in that camp for 2 months, each month somebody ran away. I mean, they always try to do that. But
Wow.
yeah, he's thinking of that. Yeah, he's thinking of that. But, you know, a medium security is not
Wait,
that
so
bad.
let me quickly go back though. Go back to that piece about he's high profile, so he won't get a camp. Why wouldn't he? I thought in a camp nobody's going to shank him because again they want out.
You know, the overriding factor there, I believe, is he's a guy with a lot of money. And I'll tell you, this happened to me when I went in there because of the profile I had, because of the way they wrote me up. You know, I had everybody and their brother inmate trying to do a deal with me when I got out, you know, a business deal. They need money. Well, here's the thing. The judge, you could ask the judge to recommend. The Bureau of Prisons doesn't have to go along with the judge's recommendation, but it does help a little bit. They do try to sometimes satisfy the judge's request. You can put in a request. And
The judge said he was it's going to be.
They're not bound by anything.
I need to find it. He said something.
But he's wondering now, hoping which facility he gets into. I don't think he'll get into a camp only because he's high profile. Even though his sentence qualifies him for a camp, it's a low security, sentence. But my feeling is he'll get into at least medium because he's so high profile.
A violence.
Is the camp the lowest security and therefore
That violence that he kept making reference to. I don't think he gonna get that camp cupcake. But I just saw something where they was trying to say. I'm gonna listen to them too. That they trying to reach out his defense team. So Mark Garrigus is trying to reach out to Trump about that pardon. Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. We got to stay woke with that. I know he crying, begging, everything right now.
paddle and tennis and all the other things and what they call like, you know, Club Fed or Camp Cupcake?
Yeah, they moved me to a camp by accident at one point, and you know, there's no fences or anything like that, and I wasn't there for too long because they realized they made a mistake and put me back in the medium security. But they tell you when you get there, listen, there's no fences. If you want to leave,
oh, he don't know him. Diddy, who?
I was in that camp for 2 months. Each month, somebody ran away. I mean, they always try to do that. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, he's thinking of that. Yeah, he's thinking of that. But, you know, a medium security is not that
So
bad.
let me quickly go back though. Go back to that piece about he's high profile, so he won't get a camp. Why wouldn't he? I thought in a
Sex.
camp nobody's going to shank
Violence.
him because again they want out.
You know, the overriding factor there, I believe, is he's a guy with a lot of money. And I'll tell you, this happened to me when I went in there because of the profile I had, because of the way they wrote me up. You know, I had everybody and their brother inmate trying to do a deal with me when I got out. You know, a business deal. They need money. You know, because of the fact that he's a money guy, I think he's going to have more friends than he will enemies. And in a medium security, normally nobody's looking to shank you. When you get into the higher institutions, when people are doing, you know, a ton of time and there's no way you can benefit them, then you got a little more problem. But in a medium security, I don't think he'll have an issue at all. I really don't. He can be too much of a benefit to inmates that are always looking for something. And he could be a golden ticket for some people, at least in their mind.
Yeah, he better do them guys like he was doing those girls and misleading them and making them think that he gonna turn them into a star. You know, when you get out, you know, come see me. You know, I got something for you. You know, all of that, all of that crazy stuff. Cause if not, her name gonna be Diana.
Thank you so much for being on again. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, thanks for having me. Take care.
You too. By the way, folks, Michael's book is called From Godfather to God.
From Godfather to hold on. Remind me before I go. We gotta go to Suge. Hold on. How long is this? Yeah. Hold on. They finna try really hard. I don't know if he said it on here. Yeah, but see, yeah, I need the one that's longer cause Mark Garagos was really, see, that's who was feeding Harvey Levin. And had Harvey Levin all cheerleader campaigning he ha for Diddy and gave that false sense of hope. Yeah. So now of course he over here talking about the mishandling and you know what should have been. He got too much time. Yeah, you were one of the ones that had Diddy with that false sense of hope in there talking about the food. Yeah, I need to go to the one where it was those people talking about the food and all of that, where he wasn't happy. You know, he wanted them to be on that panel campaigning and cheerleading for him, for Diddy. And they was like, no, you know, did Harvey go to any of Diddy parties? I don't know. Hold on, let me.
Months, frankly, was way more than he should have gotten.
Yeah, that's.
I do not.
Says so. You ain't no judge. See, sir, Mark, you are an attorney. You are not a judge. Yeah, you thought you were going to your political elbow, good old boys was going to make it happen for him because, you know, you was milking him financially. So you were supposed to make this shit disappear. Absolutely. So how dare you say that he got more than what he should have? And there were victims. So you don't give a shit about the victims. And I am shocked at you. Yeah. But anyway, hold on, because I got a couple of places to go.
Defense, both in the performance, 50 months, frankly, was way more than he should have gotten. I do not think this is one of the better days for the defense, both in the performance and what was presented. I have a lot of issues with the whole thing. I think as you just stated, by the way, I don't think the government is disappointed for a second. I think as soon as they asked for 11 years, what that telegraphed to me is they were worried the judge was going to go too low. So, you know, in negotiation, and it works outside the courtroom, it works inside the courtroom, the mind goes to the middle point. And they figured by going to 11 years, if the judge was thinking time served, he would cut the baby in half. That's exactly, or almost exactly, where he landed, somewhere between 10 and 1. He landed at 50 months. This is not a 50-month case. I suppose, to quote the judge, if he wanted to send a message of deterrence. You know, my father used to say, my dear departed father and partner, if you want to send a message, use Western Union. That dates him and it dates me. But I just think and you know, my daughter's on the defense and she didn't do much today, but I don't think this was a really well thought out presentation.
So what do you make of the speculation that, yeah, but with time served, and, you know, that this is just his first act, he could get this down, and he may serve as little as 1 more year?
There's a...
You know, that this is just his first act, he could get this down, and he may...
That man know once he in there, it's going to be hard for him to get out.
You know, that this is just his first act, he could get this down, and he may serve as little as 1 more year.
Chris Commons, do you not know that he have other cases? And now that he is a convicted SCX felon, and these other charges are pertaining to SEX, that he know, Diddy know, and his defense team know it's finna be hell and high water, not high waters. Yeah, he know this. Yeah, that's why they disappointed. And ungrateful, because they should be grateful for the 4. He was facing life. Right? I mean, am I tripping? Somebody facing life? Your magic, your good old boy's magic worked and got them others tossed out. And you know, and I know that the 2 they needed for the RICO was the same 2 they got him on the Mann Act. They just did not apply it on purpose. Cool. So 4 years, he can bounce, he can skip, he can Diddy celebrate. Can he? Can he skip, crip, New York, walk on that ass for 4 years? He ain't built like that. Yeah, he ain't built like that. He ain't fed prison tough. Hell, it could have been state. They say that's worse. He couldn't. Oh, well, I'll let y'all finish because I got some other
place. This is just his first act. He could get this down, and he may serve as little as 1 more year.
There's a possibility of that. I mean, if
he don't sound confident, do it.
Smart moves, and if he does and gets the big issue right now is where is he going to get designated?
Ooh, now they scared of that, y'all.
BOP, Bureau of Prisons, is going to do an analysis. They're going to take the PSR, which is the pre-sentence report. They're going to take the minute order and the sentencing sheet. They're going to crunch those things. They're going to then decide where are we going to put him. They will take.
They scared of where is he going. Are they going to send him to some place that's rough and tough, where he going to whole bunch of old geezers, old Mandingo warriors that ain't had none in a while? I mean, where he going? Is it Camp Cupcake, where they play pickleball and shit? Or is he going someplace tough, even for Fed? Is his ass in trouble? I mean, literally.
Into account, and one of the reasons I think that Tenney asked that they hold that. take the minute order and the sentencing sheet.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Cause see, the probation, parole, whoever it was who did that analysis, they said he needs 7+ years. I mean, well, y'all was saying time served, so they not just finna recommend someplace just easy like Sunday morning, cause he has a history of violence. So he surely we need to put him someplace violent, like-minded. Cause if he go to a camp cupcake, he's not gonna learn a lesson, and he's gonna go in there and manipulate the prison. So he got to go in there and learn the lesson. See, right now, Trump is, because he threatened to expose him now. He got to be, put your hands over your ears. Okay, put your hands over your ears. He got to be BUTT, what they call it, broke. Annual broke. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So this right here, what they finna do to Diddy, the good old boys, because they let him in to their little old program. Now Comey, Daddy know, Maureen know, they already know that we are affiliated. Let me get her ass up out of here. Let me get her daddy brought up on some charges. And now they're tossing all of his fake ass cases out. This may be doomsday for real. Cause he done pissed off Comey trying to embarrass him and his daughter. Y'all better stay woke.
Where is he going to get designated? And what that means is the BOP, Bureau of Prisons, is going to do an analysis. They're going to take the PSR, which is the pre-sentence report. They're going to take the minute order and the sentencing sheet. They're going to crunch those things.
I'm glad they closed them schools down.
Where are we going to put them? They will take into account, and one of the reasons I think that Tenny asked that they hold that until Monday, they take into account where the judge recommends. Yeah, Tenny is my daughter, exactly. And they take into account where he recommends. That does not bind them. But where he goes depends on a lot of factors and what programs are available. You can cut off a lot of time depending on the programs you're going to do.
So this isn't over yet, but I get your take on this.
It's not over. But let me give you.
You've been saying this for a while.
Let me give you two other thoughts. Yeah, please. Let me give you two thoughts. Number one, I think, and as soon as he said today, the sentencing guidelines were 70 to 87, I said, well, that's not good news. I said he's going to go lower now.
When he said what?
I knew he would go today. The sentencing guidelines were 70 to 87. I said, well, that's not good news. I said he's going to go lower now. And the reason I knew he would go lower is those sentencing guideline calculations are fraught with constitutional danger. So by going lower, substantially lower than the low end of 70 months, going 20 months lower, he insulates himself from an appeal on that. But he still has the appeal on the Mann Act application. So this was intellectually diabolical by the judge.
Yeah, he was intentional.
Anything else we
The
need to know?
judge was absolutely
Still
intentional.
has the appeal on the Mann Act application. So this was intellectually diabolical by the judge.
Intellectual, diabolical,
Anything else
and
we
I
need to
hate
know?
using that diabolical because everybody just now
Yeah,
all
I
of a
just-
sudden everybody using diabolical. Y'all have never heard me say that, but right now, today, now that makes sense. He was intellectually diabolical because he was on purpose. He nipped 95, 99% of the things that they would have been able to try to use as an appeal, he overthought them. He thought through it. Just like he knew that they should not, that they should have came back with a verdict of guilty on all counts based on how he wrote those instructions that they intentionally did not follow. Yes, he was intentional, absolutely, intellectually diabolical. Intellectual. Yeah, let me hear it again. I like that.
Application. So this was intellectually diabolical by the judge.
Yes, indeed. That part. Y'all hit the like button.
Anything else we need to know, or are we good?
We're good. I wish the best for Sean. I hope he learns a lesson from this. I really do.
Yeah, he needs to learn a lesson. You knew he was guilty, but he paid you and your daughter and the team, yeah, to defend him in his wrong and try to get him to walk away scot-free and do it again. No, sir. You have to learn your lesson. And I understand you pissed off some of them good old boys. I do. But let me tell you now, your team, his daughter and them, but like he said, she really didn't do anything today. She wasn't a part of the letdown. You know, you see how he did that? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so at the end, when your trial was over, your team, sir, yeah, remember, they are the ones who said that, oh, well, yeah, if violence, yeah, he is a beater. He is domestic now. If he was on trial for domestic, oh, yeah, he's no doubt about it. He held with them hands, feet, and toes. And they came back to hunt you. Yeah. And just like yesterday, when y'all tried to overdo it, let the judge know all of your accomplishments and how you've helped people. You know, let's chime in on that. Yeah. Civil rights leader. I saw that. Oh, my God. That made my head spin. That made my head spin. Civil rights. Yeah. So y'all went in heavy. I mean, because the judge already know it's your accomplishments that made you feel like that you could do what you wanted to do. You was entitled to do what you wanted to do. Break the law, put your hands, feet, and toes, and teeth and shit on people, male and female. Lied and said that, oh, I'm sorry, I am a bad person, I was in a dark place. And then you turn around, as he said, and kick down 5 doors and hit old girl so until you knocked her to the ground. Yeah. And so what they did, they overdid all of your accomplishments yesterday. So much so that they said that you were already booked for Miami come Monday morning. So you ain't tired. You ain't learned nothing. You don't need a break. You don't need to get your mind together. You trying to get on the plane. You trying to be seen already. He overdid it again. Y'all tried to make him too perfect. I thought it was overwhelming. I thought he learned his lesson. I thought he was humble. I thought he wanted to spend time with his kids. I mean, everything he said has just about been a lie. He said his life was in danger in the county jail. And he up and down, he got classes. He done merged with Crips and Bloods. They sitting in there doing kumbaya and rapping to the beat of the drum. You know, huh? Yeah, he done had a whole damn Farrakhan Million Man March on the yard. Yeah. Oh, you forgot. Oh, you forgot that lie. Oh, so which one is it? Is your life in danger? Or are you doing Million Man marches on the prison yard? I mean, inquiring mind want to know. Are you the new Farrakhan? I mean, because still said that you was a civil rights leader. So hell, are you Malcolm X, Louis Farrakhan, Million Man Prison March? We gonna all come together, never to be divided. I mean, you know what? Yeah, this is the reason why your ass is finna be at a new home for real. That's that Miami slip up, cause y'all was laying it in on heavy with all the tears, the praying. Oh, my mama gone, my daddy too. I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, yeah. But you messed around and they said that you was already booked for Miami. Just said, oh, for real though? Oh, okay. I mean, I know he know that you had these other cases and shit that's coming. But that was the slap in the face. And y'all thought it was going to be good. Hell, you would have been better off not saying it at all. But your cockiness and arrogance, you just couldn't help yourself. Because that's the Diddy thing to do. Well, Judge, I got my feet on the ground. Yeah, but you ain't out yet. And you really ain't remorseful. Y'all in there having church. Who would have not? So if you was be able to convert people to goodness in the worst jail ever, so you say, right? Then hell, you could have been making differences with the young people out on the streets instead of bending their... Slow down, AunTeaFee, slow down. Pump your brakes, okay. Whew. Whew. Anybody know when them brakes is going out and you have to pump them to come to a stop? Pump your brakes, AunTeaFee, pump your brakes. Yeah, because I was rolling on down that hill. Let's go. Don't act like you don't know nothing about pumping brakes. Everybody done had a hooped it before.
Well, I mean, he's already been in there a long time.
He ain't been in there no long time. Y'all are killing me. Y'all are making me think all of you guys are DV men. What makes y'all think as much bad as he has done that he is entitled to go in and come right out? He act like he don't know the things he... That's all right. Let me let him finish, baby, because somebody brought it right on to him. Hold on.
Anything else we need to know, or are we good?
We're good. I wish the best for Sean. I hope he learns a lesson from this. I really do.
Well, I mean, he's already been in there a long time, and the whole world got to see a really interesting process of what this case began as and what it wound up as. Mark, thank you. It
should have been more
for guiding us through it, and
it should have been more.
So thank you for.
It should have been more, old man, old grumpy man. Yeah, old grumpy man. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. It was you who got that case thrown, got them charges dropped. Yeah, so when he was praising God and oh Lord at the day before, and when there was no divide, there was no harmony, we wasn't gonna see eye to eye on either side the night before. Somebody reached out to somebody who reached out to somebody You started that reach out and touch somebody. Yeah, it was you. Yeah, it was you. And Harvey. That's why Harvey Levin was so confident, because the moves that needed to be made was you, grumpy old man. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Hold on.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
I gotta watch you come up. I used to like you, but hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I need to find that one where they were. I need to hear this one because I haven't heard it before. How long I've been on here, y'all?
Free. Like what? Like how it could. Are you concerned Sean Diddy Combs could
How long is this?
sexually assaulted, violently assaulted, because based on what was said in
Hold on. Based on what? Based on what? What the judge? Hold on.
it feels like a thing.
Yeah, it clearly is.
Okay, hold on. He didn't say what I thought, but the judge said it's going to be. I can't remember. Y'all, I need to listen to Suge before I listen. Here, hold that thought. Y'all, please come in hitting the like button. I know I don't ever really go live over here, but I'm about to start. So please hit the like button for AunTeaFee and get the likes up. Let me find Suge, his advice. Suge Knight, his former op, or his op, right? They were ops. Hi, Michelle. I didn't ignore. Hey, yes, she was crying like, what's her man? Yeah. Oh, y'all had a conversation about that Westmoreland girl. Yeah, but girl, why you crying over a Tootsie Roll? What? Oh, a Tootsie Roll? Oh, girl? Is this the one? I don't know if this is the one. Let's listen to this one.
Suge, I gotta ask you, man, how you feel about Diddy getting 50 months?
Well, for his puppy concern, it's a great day for him. It's even a better day for his family, you know. His mother, shot goes out to his mother. She gets to spend her days with her son, soon back on the streets, and he got daughters. So that's always a great day for the family. Overall, though, it's not surprising, you know. We do all know one thing, like I said before, Puffy has strong ties with the government.
Yeah, I don't think this is the one first, but I'm already here. Let's go.
Anybody else would have been cooked, done.
Y'all hear that?
Family, you know.
They say he was already an informant.
Shot goes out to his mother. She gets to spend her days with her son, soon back on the streets, and he got daughters. So that's always a great day for the family. Overall, though, it's not surprising, you know. We do all know one thing, like I said before, Puffy has strong ties with the government, with the feds, and anybody else would have been cooked, done. I mean, that's the first time in history that a person is going to get sentenced, and they can actually put on a campaign like they're running for the president of the United States, where they can show videos and pretty much everything. Only thing I was waiting on was the fact that I was waiting on him to bring out the DJ and start playing music and let him do what he do best.
Skip.
Dance and shake that ass. And there was no time.
Nah, this ain't it. I ain't heard this part.
We do all know one thing, like I said before, Puffy has strong ties with the government, with the feds, and anybody else would have been cooked, done. I mean, that's the first time in history that a person is going to get sentenced, and they can actually put on a campaign like they're running for the president of the United States, where they can show videos and pretty much everything. Only thing I was waiting on was the fact that I was waiting on him to bring out the DJ and and start playing music and let him do what he do best, dance and shake that ass and end up with no time. And the other side of it is that,
let's talk about
well, the sad side of it is that I couldn't believe that not one of the...
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
It's not like he walking in there and something.
Let's hear this one first, and then I can
some
finish over
advice
here.
to Diddy about surviving behind bars, and he also gave some of his feedback about the sentencing. But if you know, Suge Knight is serving 28 years himself.
He got some advice for Diddy.
To a 2015.
What y'all think his advice for Diddy
left one man dead
is
and
going to be?
Another man severely injured. So instead of bashing Diddy, he did give some honest, grounded advice. So let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Suge, we talked a lot throughout the course of this trial. He got 4 years, 2 months. Do you agree with the sentence?
Well, I'm not the judge or the jury, but what I would say is that on one side of it, it's great for his children because kids are the future. And on the other side of it, at least the victims got some satisfaction out of it.
Fact.
When you really look at it, 3 years seems like 30 years to Puffy. So it's not like he walking in there and it's going to be Disneyland. You know, we have a reputation, and he's a famous person.
So to Diddy, 3 years is like 30 years. So maybe that's why I'm feeling like he's ungrateful. Yeah, maybe that is why I said he ungrateful. Because it could have been life. He was facing life. Then it was 10 for each. He got 2 for each. He got 4.5. He got 2.2 for each. Hey, Clarinet, plus 5 years probation, supervised when he get out. Judge Mathis said that they should have chimed in on him being mentally disturbed with bipolar, but they didn't. So maybe that's why I wasn't feeling it. But come on.
You really look at it, 3 years seems like 30 years to Puffy.
Okay.
So it's not like he walking in there and it's going to be Disneyland. You know, we have a reputation, and he's a famous person. So either people are going to love him or they're going to hate him. It's not going to be a gray area. So I'm quite sure it's going to be a lot of controversy going on, you know?
Well, you know, his defense counsel raised that point to the judge.
So he said it's going to be a lot of controversy. So it ain't going to be easy.
Controversy going on, you know?
Well, you know, his defense counsel.
What you mean?
Either people are going to love him or they're going to hate him. It's not going to be a gray area. So I'm quite sure it's going to be a lot of controversy going on.
Yeah, he should have been grateful.
You know, his defense counsel raised that point to the judge and said something like, for someone like him, it'd be a trophy to hurt him. He already said that apparently he was almost attacked, shanked in jail. What's the next 3.5, 4 years going to be like for him?
Well, more than likely, they're going to try to do their best to protect him. But once we all got to understand is that we do understand what we sign up for.
Right.
We do understand that we benefit from mostly everything we do.
So we do understand what we signed up for. But it's almost as bend over. But it's almost as if he felt like he had played both sides real close and he was going to be protected all the way around the circle. I mean, like, if you know what you signed up for, it's kind of like Trump. It's like you know what you're doing, but you don't expect to ever go to jail, go to prison. You know, and then y'all forget that y'all are criminals and criminal-minded, and you want to put every criminal in jail except y'all. So everybody know what they signed up for. Yeah. And so you know what comes with it. For the most part, it's either life or death. I mean, well, jail, yeah. But not you, because you did it. Yeah, so you forgot or you never thought about it. So you mean all that time you was spanking on them girls, you wasn't in the gym, you know, hitting something just in case? Oh, well, shame on you. And now you got your sons about to face, and you know they asses ain't ready.
We do understand what we signed up for. And we do understand that we benefit from most of everything we do. So when your bed get a little rough, you gotta respect him and lay in it.
Gotta lay in it.
And he can get his relationship better with God.
Facts.
Get his workout on.
The real living God.
One way or the other, it's gonna be a situation that's not pleasant or happy for him, you know?
So he's saying it's gonna be a situation. Y'all hear Suge? Suge Knight, Death Row, the one that you put a hit out on. Oh, AunTeaFee, why would you remind the people of that? Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. The one who had put a bag on Tupac's head. And word on the street, Biggie's too. Oh, you lying to me? Oh, you thought that karma wasn't gonna ever knock at your door. He say, either way, Puff Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy Wuffy, it's gonna be a problem for you. Let's go.
Work out on and get ready to protect yourself. One way or the other.
He said, get
everything we do. So when your bed get a little rough, you gotta respect him and lay in it. And he can get his relationship better with God, or he can get his workout on and get ready to protect himself. One way or the other, it's gonna be a situation that's not pleasant or happy for him, you know?
It's gonna be a situation.
I know that I've learned my lesson. He's been arguing that he's a changed man who wants to do better, wanted the second chance to have immediate freedom. Do you believe him?
What I believe is that the only thing I felt that they didn't do, none of his baby mothers came in and spoke up and said they'd never been beaten or they never had anything done to them badly. So that's the question. Okay, I think that's one of the things that the prosecution and everybody looked at.
He said, you finna get your ass whooped, man.
The only thing I felt that they didn't do, none of his baby mothers came.
Oh, that I've learned my lesson. He's been arguing that he's a changed man who wants to do better, wanted the second chance to have.
Yes, Michelle.
Freedom. Do you believe him?
Well, what I believe is that the only thing I felt that they didn't do, none of his baby mothers came in and spoke up and said they'd never been beaten or they never had anything done to them badly. So that's a question that makes you say, okay, I think that's one of the things that the prosecution and everybody looked at.
Suge, if you could tell Diddy one thing tonight, what would it be?
Keeping your head up. Keep your head up. Tupac him.
Well, I feel he got a relationship with
Tupac him. Tupac his ass. Suge, Tupac him. Tell him to keep his head up. Things are gonna get easy. Keeping your head up. Yeah. Tupac his ass.
execution and everybody looked at.
Suge, if you could tell Diddy one thing tonight,
keep your head up.
What would it be?
Well, I feel he got a relationship with God, so I don't need to tell him that. But if it was about surviving in prison, Don't listen to nobody in prison. Go there and do your own time. First thing you do, don't worry about who got your back. Have your own back.
Okay.
And use your time to better yourself. Use your time to working out, getting your health better, you know. Don't get on drugs. Because you know it's more drugs in prison than it is in the streets. So you got to stay away from drugs, stay away from the unnecessary BS, and make sure you make it home safely. But you're not home until you're home. Be prepared to fight.
All right,
so what y'all think about that advice from Suge Knight? What y'all think about that advice? You know what? I'm proud of Suge. You know, he could have been super raw, super vengeful. You know, he has a relationship with Christ. He is trying to have a better mindset. So shout out to him. I think he gave some very sound advice while he's in there. Don't listen to none of them. Stop trying to find a friend. Don't try to find somebody who gonna have your back, because they'll have your back coming in. As soon as they get in, they're gonna do you like Quet did True Lamont. I don't, yeah. He gonna flip the script on you. They gonna try to milk you for you to tax you, for you to either bend over backwards or put money on their books. Either you gonna be a man and man up, or you gonna be a man that's gonna always be at their beck and call. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Shout out to Suge Knight.
Unnecessary BS, and make sure you make it home safely.
Make sure you
Not
make.
home until you're home.
I like that.
Use your time to working out, getting your health better. You know, don't get on drugs.
Don't get on drugs.
Drugs in prison than it is in the streets. So you got to stay away from the drugs, stay away from the unnecessary BS, and make sure you make it home safely. But you're not home until you're home. Be prepared to fight.
Be prepared
so
to fight.
Whether you like Suge Knight or not,
Be prepared to fight.
I felt that call, and even the calls that he's made into.
He said, "Be prepared to fight." Now let's finish this one over here, and I'm gonna have to go for my other page. Let's go.
His baby mother came in to support him on testifying. And I was surprised by that because that shows a lot about the character.
He don't have good character.
If I was on the stand, if I was up there, at least a few of my baby mamas, at least one for sure.
Well, not me, Shirley. Because you beat her up.
When you look at it, I do feel a certain kind of way for the victim.
Okay.
Cassie. I mean, what Cassie expect?
Oh, Lord.
She started having sex with the hired help. He should have had more of a real nigga on her side, because there's no way in life that this is warm.
Come on. He was beating up before that.
A lot of time I really never really get.
He was putting hands on her before she slept with the hired help. He slept with her friend and beat her up. But you know, he was already vicious before then. I mean, I don't y'all just can't ever handle what y'all ditch out. It don't matter if you're a mogul. It don't matter how much money you have. Men cannot handle what they ditch out. If you don't want it done to you, don't do it to. Ain't that the golden dang rule? Do unto others that you would want done unto you. What goes around comes around. You ain't loyal. She don't have to be loyal, or vice versa. She ain't his wife. Yeah, no. And it wasn't like he wasn't, mishandling her, having her. I mean, what's the real difference? Wasn't those men, the male dancers and shit that y'all turn into hookers? Were they not the help hired? Didn't he pay them too? What's the difference? What is the difference? Rico, Deco, the Punisher, they were hired help. And he was okay with that thing going up in her. So what's the that's not what it was about. It was about control. Shit. If you don't want hired help pallywhacker up in there, don't make her sleep with the stripper turn hookers. Okay? But let me listen to you, Suge. I'm listening now. I'm listening with my good ear.
Only way any of the victims will ever get justice.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It would have to be street justice. But when it's all said and done, it's still a good day for hip hop. I'm quite sure Usher can't wait for him to come home.
What?
I'm sure Russell can't wait for him to come home.
Oh, he wrong for that.
But I do want to take this time.
Y'all hear him?
I'll be sure. But I do want to take this. She can't wait for him to come home. It's all said and done. It's still a good day for hip hop. I'm quite sure Usher can't wait for him to come home.
Oh, he
quite
messy.
sure Russell can't wait.
Oh, he being messy, y'all.
But I do want to take this time
Russell
to say
Simmons.
that I'll be sure.
Yep.
Which is a brother to me. I'll be sure, for sure, to get his chance to be heard.
Right.
With his own story, with his own facts. But at the end of the day, I still think it's fair that
Shout out to Al B. Sure.
to be heard with his own story. I'll be sure, for sure, to get his chance to be heard with his own story, with his own facts. But at the end of the day, I still think it's fair that Puffy got less time because the other people who was involved in this case, other executives, other people,
Booty busters.
they didn't get punished at all. They walked away untouched. So in society,
I
fair
feel that.
side, and it's bullshit side. I know this. I never got the chance to put on a real defense. I had a paid attorney was fired by the judge to give me a personal tender and said I could not fire that man. And that man told me that I had to take a deal. Because I went to trial, I was going to lose. They threatened me to take a deal. And so, many other people. But that's just how it goes. One thing you got to learn how to do is enjoy your own.
See, the difference is, Suge, I'm trying to tell the people on the cool. Well, hell no, I put it out there, didn't I? The difference in Suge and Diddy is Diddy was a part of their pyramid. You understand? So the people that he's talking about that he felt like they got away, the executives and the higher, other people who maybe, I know he talking about Clive and I know he talking about all of those people, but, and, he was hopeful for Donald Trump. He was a part of their network. You were not. You were not. Geragos, Mark, Geragos, yeah, yeah. He knew people up under the pyramid in which he was a part of the Trumpists, the Epsteins and the Gislaines. Yeah, that Florida, New York connect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You wasn't a part of that. But let's keep listening. You was a part of it, but you wasn't up under them good old boys. Mm-mm.
Life. You fight for yourself. And you don't have to wish bad on others to make yourself better. So it's a great day for the Cohn family. It might be a sad day for the victim. All in all, we have to take this time and improve ourselves. We have to take our situations and look at the situations where let's take this time to rebuild hip-hop. Let's have more NBA Youngboy. That's one of the best artists out there who's pushing a hard line. Let's build. Let's not let jealousy and envy get in the way. Let a man be a man, and let's build hip-hop. Let's build a culture back. In the future, when people want to talk about hip-hop and how great hip-hop is and the culture of hip-hop, I really appreciate that they use a man, maybe a black man, who was involved with hip-hop. Not a guy who started a podcast, who never experienced hip-hop and knows anything about hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, congratulations to Puffy for walking out with a great deal. Respect goes out to his family.
He done grown a lot.
All, let's respect each other. Let's pray for each other. If we can't have that understanding, let's fight each other and let the best motherfucking man win. All praises to God.
So you feel like they took it easy on him, giving him 50 months?
Absolutely. That's probably one of the best deals of decades. This is the first time a black man won without a strong black woman. They wasn't worried about Mandela making all those power moves. It was about his wife making all those power moves. On the chessboard, the king is the most important piece. But the queen is the only piece to move all around the board to make sure the king grows, to stay who he is. So he definitely, that's a deal of the centuries, of the decades and decades and decades and decades. You know how many people, you know how many black men doing life was out, some of them on the real death row, some of them, a guy who steals a pizza get more time than Puffy. And other attorneys will not fight for a guy who stole a pizza and got life, but they'll fight for the guy who destroyed the women's mind. And it's a situation where anybody can make mistakes. Anybody can do wrong. But you got to be accountable for what you did wrong for. But it's a situation where the person step on some shit, some dog shit, they can wipe it on the grass and they can't see the shit.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
But that shoe still smells like shit. You have attorneys felt that they had to need their personal reasons. That tells you a lot about his character in a good way. That motherfucker got the feds. He was able to manipulate whatever that black woman was up there crying. Now, one time, anyone cares about the women. Women is powerless in the United States, and they shouldn't be. So their voice really don't mean as much as people say. That's probably why we have so many child molesters and sex offenders and rapists be treated like kings. Because of the fact, we got to be more cautious, more respectful, more loyal to the women.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me back that up.
I put the woman first.
Come
I'm always
on.
gonna
Come
do
on
my
with
best.
it. Wait a minute.
When it's all said and done,
Come on, Suge.
that motherfucker got the feds. He was able to manipulate whatever that black woman was up there crying.
Where's
Now,
mom?
one time, anyone cares about the women. Women is powerless in the United States, and they shouldn't be. So their voice really don't mean as much as people say. That's probably why we have so many child molesters and
Come on,
sex
Suge.
offenders and rapists.
Put it out there.
Be treated like kings. Because of the fact, we got to be more cautious, more respectful, more loyal to the women.
You better say that.
I put the women first. I'm always going to do my best to do that. When it's all said and done, don't think because Puffy got slapped on the wrist.
Shout out to Suge.
That's probably why we have so many child molesters, sex offenders, and rapists. Be treated like kings. Because in fact, we got to be more cautious, more respectful, more loyal to the women. I put the woman first. I'm always going to do my best to do that. When it's all said and done, don't think because Puffy got slapped on the wrist that you niggas gonna go out there and do some crime and you gonna get slapped on the wrist.
Absolutely.
It's not gonna happen. R. Kelly situation was not bad as Puffy's situation.
I tried to tell folk that.
They kicked R. Kelly square in his ass. And they gave Puffy a hug.
Woo!
So you feel that Diddy got special treatment?
Ooh, the way they kicked Ira in the butt. So everybody talking about it's the man act. It's the man act. It's old. It's outdated. Da, 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 da. It's prejudice. Da 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 da. Puffy was not the first black man to be hit with it. And y'all did not scream the same thing for Ira. He telling the truth and he shaming the devil.
A special treatment when I was getting sentenced. Not gonna happen. R. Kelly situation was not bad as Puffy's situation. They kicked R. Kelly square in his ass. And they gave Puffy a hug.
Wow.
So you feel that Diddy got special treatment?
It was definitely a special treatment when I was getting sentenced. My mother wanted to speak. My family wanted to speak. And they wouldn't allow no one to speak. At all. I wasn't allowed to speak. I wasn't allowed to do nothing. And I don't think anyone else as laws do that. I know this. That judge, he didn't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck about those women if they feel there's just some bitches and the script was already written and said. You can tell that when the prosecution didn't go for 20 years or 10 years. It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation. They know they had no way to win because it was already written the way the outcome was going to be. You can go all the way back. You'll never find no one getting sentenced. They get allowed to make a
video
of themselves, of their family. They let the judge know why he shouldn't get the punishment he's supposed to get. They can bring up a 2-year-old little girl of his, which we're supposed to always love the kids, and make it about her. What about Cassie kids? What about these other women kids?
Right.
For the rest of Cassie's life,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
she got to walk real soft. It's a video that's always going to be there, and she getting a dog shit beat out of her.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that him and other men pissed in her mouth so much that she got choked and damn near drowned from piss. The fact that she had to take cum out her mouth and hurry up and give it to him to rub on his body. And
You better.
or kiss it.
Oh my
Or
God.
get it out of her vagina and rub it on it.
Oh
He's not normal
my
behavior.
God. He ain't holding nothing back, is he? Oh, Suge. But carry on. Carry on. Let's go.
Cassie kids. What about these other women kids? For the rest of Cassie's life,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
she got to walk real soft. It's a video that's always going to be there, and she getting a dog shit beat out of her. It's the fact that him and other men pissed in her mouth so much that she got choked and damn near drowned from piss. The fact that she had to take cum out her mouth and hurry up and give it to him to rub on his body and his mouth. Or kiss it. Or get it out of her vagina and rub it on it. These not normal behavior, a behavior from a man. So this is a behavior that somewhere down the line that was taught to him. Somewhere down the line that was turned him on. I'm quite sure Usher knows about it.
Oh.
Usher did it to Justin Bieber.
Oh.
I'm sure Puppy knows it. Well, I hate to say what they did to Justin Bieber because I think Justin Bieber is the world's best kept secret. I would like to see Justin Bieber be happy and do what he needs to do for the world, and more importantly for himself. And back to the main objective. No, there's nowhere in hell that no one who's getting sentenced gets to do a campaign on how great they are.
Wow.
And how you just can't do it.
He
So
right.
I think the law shouldn't be blind. The law should be fair. I think all of us is doing way more time than we should. We should get our justice in court and be able to be with our families also. That's basically it.
He right.
One thing I always can say, I'm Suge Knight. There's no gray area with me. There's no jealousy with me. I was the first one that said, free puppy. Because I didn't never want to ever see nobody live in these prison walls. And what's even better about the situation, probably be out before you know it. Best wishes to him. Best wishes to his family. And I'm Suge Knight. I'm out.
Shout out to Suge.
Hey, do you want to get a coffee before work?
Shout out to Suge. I ain't gonna even lie. I got one more before I go. One more. Let me get it up. It's on my other. So hold on. Please double tap your screen on the phone. Please double tap. Hit the three dots on the top right. I need to get this page up and running. And I would greatly appreciate your support and help. Let me get to. Oh, was it Dave Chappelle who did it? Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah. Hold on.
It's illegal to take a girl across.
Y'all ready?
Elliot Spencer was going to get prosecuted under the Mann Act.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
You know the Mann Act? The Mann Act? The Mann Act. The Mann Act is the law that says it's illegal to take a girl across state lines for purposes of debauchery. The Mann Act was written to get one man, and that man was Jack Motherfucking Johnson, the first black heavyweight champion of the world. He used to beat the out of white men and leave the arena with white women in the 20s. It was amazing. He whole matrix up.
Hold on.
Jack Johnson won state lines for purposes of debauchery. The Mann Act was written to get one man, and that man was Jack Motherfucking Johnson, the first black heavyweight champion of the world. He used to beat the out of white men and leave the arena with white women in the 20s. It was amazing. He whole matrix up. When Jack Johnson won the world championship, he chased the white champion. Back then, white champions would be like, I don't fight black people. It's beneath me. But really, they were scared to death. Jack Johnson was huge. Hey, you seen them old tapes and them boxes? Them Jack Johnson moved like a modern person. You know, if I had a time machine, I could be the heavyweight champion in the world.
Are y'all listening?
Matrix up. When Jack Johnson won the world championship, he chased the white champion. Back then, white champions would be like, I don't fight black people. It's beneath me. But really, they were scared to death. Jack Johnson was huge. Hey, you seen them old tapes and them boxes? Them Jack Johnson moved like a modern person. You know, if I had a time machine, I could be the heavyweight champion in the world. And then he would leave the arena, and he would openly have sex with white women all the time. Now, you think he would get persecuted for that, but they never touched him. Because the heavyweight champion of the world is the most prestigious title in sports, period. The headline of the paper say, Jack Johnson is it. They chased his They made the Mann Act. He had to flee the country. He was living in exile, couldn't fight anymore. When Muhammad Ali saw Jack Johnson's story on Broadway, he said, that is my story. If you change white women to Islam, he said, that is my story, right? Jack Johnson just got pardoned in 2005. Do you know who sponsored that bill? John McCain.
Comedian Dave Chappelle spoke on this in 2009, and it's a story many should
Hear
know.
the facts
Black
behind
Americans were expected to defer to whites. Jack Johnson battered them to the ground. And at a time when the mere suspicion that a black man had flirted with a white woman could cost him his life, Jack Johnson slept with whomever he pleased.
Y'all hear that?
YouTube Premium. Enjoy ad-free videos. Plus, the
Jack
YouTube
Johnson.
Music app. One subscription.
To most whites, and to some African Americans, had flirted with a white woman. And at a time when the mere suspicion that a black man had flirted with a white woman could cost him his life, Jack Johnson slept with whomever he pleased. To most whites, and to some African Americans, Johnson was a perpetual threat, profligate, arrogant, amoral, a dark menace, and a danger to the natural order of things.
Let's also be clear, from the greatest, Muhammad Ali's own mouth, when speaking of Jack Johnson, he said this.
Jack Johnson was a black man back when white people lynched Negroes on weekends, every weekend. Back in 1909, they would send him letters saying, you fighting a white man, and if you knock him out, we'll kill you. He said, just kill my black brothers, I'm gonna knock this white man cold. And he would knock the white man out, and the Ku Klux Klan would be burning them. They killed Negroes all over the country. When Jack Johnson wanted to fight, they had riots all over South America. It was so serious, and Jack Johnson, his band, he had to be a bad, bad black man. Wasn't no black Muslims to defend him, wasn't no NAACP in 1909, wasn't no Rap Brown, wasn't no MOVE, all these black groups, wasn't no Angela Davis, no Hill Newton, no Malcolm X. He was by himself. Jack Johnson, he was one black man in the midst of all them rednecks would kill lynch Negroes every day. He would dress up in pretty suits. Negroes are allowed to dress up in days. He put on pretty white neckties and pretty white, and had white women. You know that. He married white women. You would get lynched for looking at a white woman in them days. That man married white women and walked around, took pictures with his white women. Married two of them, and they running out of the country because of white woman. He left the whole country and fought out of Cuba. He was bad. I know I'm bad, but he was crazy.
Jack Johnson was that dude. Let's be clear. All right. First, as Chappelle alluded to, white boxers refused to fight black boxers for the heavyweight championship. It was practically an unwritten rule in the sport, and this practice was dubbed the color line. Thus, Johnson competed against black fighters, and only black fighters, being crowned what was called at the time World Color Champion. He defended the title 17 times. That wasn't until Tommy Burns accepted the challenge, and he was dog-walked in a bout and went 14 rounds, only to be stopped because of the beating he took. According to Teresa Runstedler, a scholar of African American history at American University, the Burns defeat would disrupt the narrative of white supremacy, and the white media despised seeing this. Writer Jack London called for a great white hope, naming former champion Jim Jeffries to re-emerge from his alfalfa farm and remove that golden smile from Jack Johnson's face. Jeff, it's up to you. The white man must be rescued. Jeffries had been out of boxing for some time at that point, 4 years as a matter of fact, and many pleaded for his return. Okay, he trained a lot. He was offered a lot of money, and thus he took it, and he would compete against Jack Johnson.
Jim Jeffries is quoted as saying, "He's fighting to prove that a white man is better than a Negro." 20,000 people from all over America have the time and the money to flock to Reno, paying $10 and up, around $240 today. In the 15th round, Jeffries is knocked down for the first time in his career. Then put through the ropes before he finally quits. Jack Johnson is victorious.
What followed were reports, and it would be printed in almost every newspaper across the country, of race riots, when really that's not entirely
race riots. You know what that remind me of?
The press was dominated by racist.
Some of the stuff that's going on today. Self-created to create mayhem and chaos, to divide. So lies and propaganda.
White folks, not only at the writing positions, but also the editing positions and what have you. Realistically, it was white mobs that went out and attacked black communities, where 15 plus people were killed because of these attacks. And it's all because Jack Johnson showed that, white supremacy is not really a thing that should be believed in, after he won, and he kept winning over and over and over again. But the white mobs were pits, and what they wanted to show, once again, was dominance over their black neighbors. The fallout would only continue via CNN. The bout was one of the first fights ever to be filmed, meaning that there was a celluloid record for all to watch. However, just days after the fight, many states and cities banned showings of the Johnson-Jeffries film. Thus, if they couldn't get him in the ring, they had to discover different avenues.
They
His
had to
romantic
create one.
involvements with white women, his defiance of societal norms, and his unapologetic demeanor all challenged deeply rooted racial prejudices and ignited intense racial animosity, wrote the National Museum of African American
You
History
can't
and
beat
Culture.
him?
Johnson's
Right or
relationships
loud.
with white women, including one with Belle Schreiber, a known prostitute who had accompanied him on a journey from Pittsburgh to Chicago, sparked considerable controversy. They conclude, in 1912, he faced arrest for violating the Mann Act, also known as the White Slave Traffic Act, which was a law aimed at combating sex trafficking. The charge was dubious. Authorities disapproved of an African-American man holding the heavyweight title, a symbol that represented masculinity at the time. Furthermore, his athletic prowess, dominance over white fights, refusal to abide by Jim Crow etiquette, and relationships with white women all caught up with him. Nevertheless, Johnson stood before an all-white jury who found him guilty and sentenced him to 1 year and 1 day in prison. However, rather than accepting his conviction, Johnson fled the country and sought refuge in Europe, South America, and Mexico. Ultimately, in 1920, he voluntarily surrendered to U.S. officials, and he would be incarcerated in Leavenworth Federal Prison. Sadly, Jack Johnson's life came to a tragic close in 1946 when he died in a car crash caused by reckless driving. On the Mann Act, by the way, Yahoo would print, it had never been used as it was against Jack Johnson to go after an individual engaged in consensual and private romantic relationships, even ones that crisscrossed the country as various white women had while traveling in Johnson's entourage. To put a bow on this, what Dave Chappelle said was obviously comedic in his approach, but also spot on. And the legacy of Jack Johnson, even if Donald Trump wants to put down and dismantle African American history, which is American history, by the way, and the Smithsonian, he won't. And let's hope videos like this live forever. Hey, I appreciate you watching.
y'all.
Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to YouTube.
Okay, y'all. Thank y'all for coming over here with this live. I greatly appreciate it. I'll be back later on the other side. So tune in. I got some more Candace. Did I put the video, the thumbnail up? I'll put it up. It'll probably be around 9:30. Let me let this phone cool off and build up some more juice. So I'll be back on the other side about 9:30. Thank you. Peace. Bye. Hit the like button on the way out. Like, share, subscribe. Bye-bye.